What's going on, everybody? Here once again with your favorite MMA investor, MMA investing with self, Joe, right here for UFC 271. We're back at pay-per-view. We're very excited. We cannot wait for this. Fireworks will be made. How do you feel about this card, sir?
Pretty good, man. Not one of the best pay-per-views for sure, but still a good pay-per-view nonetheless. And we're still, like a month out. There might be another fight added or two. We'll see. But I mean, the main event or the main card is still pretty damn good, right? We got Izzy, Whittaker, the rematch, two of the best middleweights in the world. Cannonier, Brunson, both of them been on a tier, and the freaking Black Beast and Tuivasa, two of the biggest names in the heavyweight division that throw bombs. So
Salivating for that fight, bro. Salivating for that fight.
That's a sick one.
Can't wait. Well, again, appreciate you getting on again, bro. We love doing these preview fight companions, I guess if you want to call it that. Without further ado, let's start with this first fight: Jared Cannonier versus Derek Brunson. Pretty even matchup. Pretty solid even matchup. Shout out to the matchmakers. How do you see this first fight going?
Yeah, man. I keep getting in the way of Brunson. I keep betting against him. Unless actually no, I bet on him against Holland, but then Till or Edmund Shabazi, and I took Shabazi and I took Till, and he keeps burning me. So I don't know if I want to step in front of him again here. Because he's been hot, man, with the blonde Brunson thing, right? Since Stein
I know.
blowing up the big thing.
Yep.
He's been beating everyone. Yeah, man, Brunson is the best pure wrestler in that division, hands down. He can get you down and he can hold you down. His top control is very impressive. Cannoniers has very good takedown defense, and Cannonier is very physically strong. Coming from that heavyweight division, so it's an interesting clash, right? It's a traditional striker versus grappler, in my opinion, because on the feet, I think it's Cannonier all day. Brunson would be wise to get it to the ground as fast as possible, because the longer he stays standing, Cannonier can drop some bombs. He can put out Brunson, because Brunson's been put out a couple times, to say the least.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, I think this is a tough one, but I think the way this plays out is Brunson's going to know what he wants to do best, right? He's going to go for the takedown, and I think he's going to be successful here. I think Cannonier is going to do a pretty decent job defending it initially, but I think Brunson's going to be good enough to be able to eventually get this to the mat. And then the problem is, once Brunson gets you down once, people have a very hard time getting back up. So I think Brunson only needs one takedown to win a round, right? So if he can get – theoretically, if you can get a takedown around, 3 takedowns, he should be able to win each round. Because I don't think he's going to finish Cannonier. But I think we see a grappling display. But it's going to be tough, and it might be hairy. Cannonier might tag him and rock him. We'll see, because like we saw in the last fight with Cannonier and Gastelum, Cannonier has some great takedown defense, but I think Brunson's just the next level, and he's just bigger than Gastelum is. But I lean Brunson here. I think he gets the takedowns and gets some good top control, some ground and pound maybe. But I don't know if I would bet it, like from a betting perspective, honestly, unless it's like plus 150 on Brunson or something, but I doubt it. Because I'm not setting in the way of Brunson again, man. So we'll see, but Cannonier could very, very, very easily catch him, so.
No, definitely. And again, great intake. What I like about this fight is, for one, it's a pretty solid, even matchup. And two, there is very, very early title implications on this. This wouldn't be a number one contender fight by any means, but the winner will inch closer for sure. So so that's what I really enjoy about this fight. Now, again, as far as the wrestling thing goes, 100% agree with that. Now, that really depends, though, how aggressive Cannonier is going to be. If we get a real aggressive Cannonier that is throwing bombs again, especially if Brunson lands that takedown initially, right in the beginning, then I think if I'm Cannonier, I need to throw some haymakers, catch him. So again, it really depends on the aggressiveness of Cannonier. But as far as right now, if it goes the way you say, then I totally agree. Brunson, wrestle him down and
go ahead. Yeah.
No, yeah, unless Cannonier, again, it depends on his aggressiveness. That's what it really depends on. If not, I'm sure there'll be aggression there, but it will need to be on a very severe level, especially if Brunson starts attacking with those takedowns and landing them for sure.
Yeah, traditionally the best way to stop a good wrestler sometimes is to pressure him, right? Get that striking going in his face and keep him on his back foot. Obviously, you don't want to overcommit, and then he can get an easy takedown on you. But I just looked at the odds, actually, and it's funny. I said plus 150 on Brunson, and Brunson's plus 150, plus 160 right now. I might lock that bet in, man, because to me, that's insane. I think this fight should be a pick 'em odds at best. I think it should be minus 110 Cannonier, minus 110 Brunson.
It's
I
close,
think
yeah.
Brunson's proven he should not be an underdog to these guys anymore unless he's fighting Izzy or Whittaker. So we'll see, man. I think that's crazy value. So I mean, from a betting perspective, if you guys are listening out there, you might want to lock that Brunson bet in, put $50 down, put a unit down on him.
You heard it
That's
from the
pretty
best. You
good
heard it from the
value.
best. MMA Investing is saying, put that money where the mouth is.
That line's going to come down. I guarantee you by fight night, by February 12th, I bet it's pretty close to pick 'em odds to where the line comes down a lot on Brunson. We'll see a lot of buyback on Brunson here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what he does too. So take that advice, take it to the bank, take that shit to the bank. Great shit. Next one is, I've been looking forward to this as soon as it was announced. You have Tai Tuivasa, the Shui man himself, against Derek the Black Beast Lewis. So, oh my goodness, bro, this one here. Let me give my intake first because I'm just so excited about this one. I don't see this going past one round. I really think it's going to be one round. I don't see it going past maybe even 2-3 minutes. With two essentially knockout artists, I think you're going to see one of them go to sleep. Right now, currently, I don't see Derek Lewis going to sleep unless he rematches Ngannou or something again. Derek Lewis he's a very durable guy for the most part. Not saying Tuivasa can't get it done because this dude has serious power as well. He's been knocks out dudes all the time. And I'm a big fan of it's disgusting. I would never do it myself, but I'm a big fan of the Shui. I love it. It's entertaining. It's fun. Random fans, they wear their shoes, and someone put a hot sauce last time. Like, it's just crazy. I'm a big fan of the whole thing. I'm like the whole WWE circus stuff. I love it when it's in the UFC. I embrace it. But to that being said, this won't be the most technical fight in the world, obviously. But I have Derek Lewis, I guess, TKOing. I'm not saying he goes to sleep, but TKOing Tai Tuivasa. How do you see this going?
Yeah, I think this plays out two ways. And typically what we see is if Lewis is bigger than you, if he knows he's bigger than you, if he knows he's more powerful than you, he'll just come at you and walk you down and put you out, just like we saw in the Dawkins fight. But then if there's the guys that are, they're faster than him, like the Don, more skilled than him, like Volkov, or, even just as big and strong as him, he tends to be a little more timid. He tends to, play it back a little bit more. Tuivasa is going to be a smaller guy than him. So I'm thinking Lewis is going to come out here, and I don't think he's going to be scared of Tuivasa, man. I don't know if he's going to respect the power, and I think he's going to come after him and try to put him away. And it could work out very well for him. But I got to lean Tuivasa here, and the reason I lean Tuivasa here is because I think he's technically a little bit better than Lewis is, like in terms of like technique and the leg kicks, man. Tuivasa has very, very heavy and underrated, very good calf kicks, leg kicks, and Derek Lewis does not check leg kicks. I think we see 3 or 4 of those leg kicks, and it's a different fight. Lewis would be fighting on one leg, and Tuivasa showing he's durable as shit. Lewis could definitely put him out for sure, but I think he's just durable enough and just tough enough to be able to hang in that pocket and stay in that fight and, land those low kicks and then maybe even take it to Derek later. Tuivasa is a pretty big underdog, but I lean Tuivasa in this one, man. But like I said, Derek Lewis could very easily win. He's the 2-1 favorite here, so we'll see. But I'm taking Tuivasa.
Got Tuivasa. Now, again, for your prediction to be correct, Tuivasa would need to stick to that game plan, the late kick thing. He
100%.
don't get in a slugfest and a war with Derek Lewis, because that's just all techniques thrown out the window at that point. It's just becomes a slobber knocker. So yes, you got Tuivasa, I got Lewis. Should be a fun fight. See how that goes. Now the main event of the evening, as my boy Bruce Buffer says, Israel Adesanya, the champ, undisputed champ, versus Robert Whittaker, number 1 versus number 2. This is how you want to see it, or the champ, I guess, champion C versus number 1, number 1 contender, Robert Whittaker. They fought before. It was pretty intense until Adesanya went into the Matrix mode. But Whittaker just keeps winning. He just keeps winning, and he wanted this shot again. Man, dude, this is gonna be a good. I really think this is gonna be a good fight. How do you see this going?
Yeah, Izzy's on steroids for sure, like Strickland said.
He had that.
That's why I make this clear. The guy.
Yes.
This dude, great fighter, obviously. Yep. Just wanted to say that real quick because this fool's on something for sure. And people have this perception of steroids, and they think it's just going to make you gigantic and big and muscular. There's many types of other steroids out there that can make you faster, stronger, more durable, got better cardio, anything. Just how to get that out of the air real quick. With that being said, I think Izzy wins this fight again. I think Whittaker's made a lot of leaps and downs in his game, a lot of strides. But the problem is at middleweight, guys just can't get Izzy to the ground, man. And that's the only way you're really going to beat Izzy. You got to wrestle him. You got to take him down. And Whittaker showed very good wrestling in that last fight with Gastelum. And, I think he has a pretty good wrestling pedigree. But I just don't know if it's going to be enough to take down and hold down Izzy. So we probably see another kickboxing match for a majority of the fight here. And Izzy's just on another level when it comes to that. And Whittaker's already been knocked out before. That's going to play in his head.
I'm sure it will.
We're going to see a lot more wrestling from Whittaker. I guarantee you we're going to see him try to get this fight to the ground earlier and a lot more frequent. But Izzy has very good takedown defense. I know with the exception of the Blachowicz fight, but he was fighting a weight class up, and it was later in the fight. But yeah, I just don't know if Whittaker's going to be able to get him down and hold him down. And so, like I said, I think it's going to play on the feet again. And I don't think anybody's beating Izzy at middleweight right now. I don't know if there's a guy right now it's going to beat him for a little bit longer. But Whittaker, extremely good fighter. He's definitely number 2 to Izzy for sure. He's been beating everybody. He's extremely skilled in the feet, great grappling as well. And it could be close. We could see a dogfight here, man. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being a 5-round barn burner that Izzy edges out, or, it's Izzy just kind of dominating and then picking him apart again. But I doubt it's like last time where Izzy starches him in the second round. I think we're going to see a lot more competitive fight this time around, but I am going to take Izzy ultimately.
No, great, fantastic points. Now, when you mention takedowns, that's the blueprint. If there is a way to beat Izzy, Jan Blachowicz, he gave that to everybody. Now, is Robert Whittaker as big as Jan Blachowicz? No, obviously not. And that was a big benefactor in keeping him down when he took Izzy down. But I'm sure he's going to try it, because that's obviously the key to beating Izzy. You don't want to strike with him a whole lot. He's arguably one of the best strikers in the world. So Robert Whittaker is a beast himself. But the blueprint to beating Izzy is wrestling him, bringing him down, putting him on his back, and not letting him, make you a highlight reel. So yeah, I agree with you that we're going to see, at least we're going to attempt to see takedowns being made on Izzy, because you have to, yeah. But yeah, I mean, Izzy's really hard to bet against right now. Even if he fought at light heavyweight again, it would still be difficult for me to bet against Izzy, just because he's so damn good. He's arguably the best fighter pound for pound in the world too.
He was winning that fight.
Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, it's hard to bet against Izzy, man. Now if Robert Whittaker were to win, I wouldn't be super mad. I like Robert Whittaker. I think
I wouldn't be super shocked either.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. It'd be fun. You can see the comeback story with Izzy. Afterwards, I'm trying to set up another fight, but it's hard to bet against Izzy. He's one of those guys that you don't really bet against, especially like you said, at middleweight. He's too big. He's too long for this division. Puts a lot of people at a big disadvantage.
Yeah, I mean, if he was stuffing Brunson's takedowns, when he was coming up, I think he should be fine here. His takedown defense is just phenomenal. You can tell he works it so much. He knows that's what guys want to do to him. Again, the light heavyweight fight's the anomaly. But yeah, I mean, people are just going to have a tough time with him, because he's an elite kickboxer that has great defense, and then also has the ability to get back up if he's taken down. Just a recipe for disaster against these guys. So who do you think, let's say, Cannonier, Brunson, whoever wins that fight, they're next, right? Like we were talking about earlier in the title shot. Mm-hmm. So, let's say Izzy beats Whittaker, then he beats the winner of that fight. And it's kind of like, what next? It's like.
So Izzy said it before. After he lost that Jan fight, he said, "I'm not done at this division."
Light heavyweight.
He said he's not. He wants to go up again. Now, is that actually going to happen? That remains to be seen. But I do think if he does beat Whittaker and does win, and does beat the winner of the Cannonier fight too, so those 2 solid victories in a row, I could definitely see him saying, "All right, you know what? I know what to expect. I'm going to bulk a little more." I could definitely see him moving up to light heavyweight to try to redeem himself.
We need to see the Usman Izzy fight. These damn guys, man, they're too good of friends. We miss out on so many freaking super fights at middleweight and light and welterweight. GSP, Anderson Silva. We need to see these fights, and I get it. The fight's probably never going to happen. They're like brothers,
I know,
Nigerian brothers. But man, that probably would be awesome to see. I think Izzy would win, but It'll be a great fight.
That'd be interesting, but Marty would be at a disadvantage because of the
Yeah,
length of his.
100%.
That length is something else,
You
dude.
get pieced up, I think.
It's a problem at middleweight. I couldn't even imagine it being at welterweight. You know what I mean? It would be
Yeah, he can't strike with him. There's no shot. You'd have to get it to the
no.
ground.
So yeah, that'd be interesting for sure. But to answer your question, wholeheartedly believe if he wins this fight, wins the next fight, you're gonna see him attempt light heavyweight again. Just because.
I agree.
Yeah.
How badass if Yuri Prohashka ends up being a champ around that same time? That's one of my fantasy fights. If I could probably make one fight right now, it might be that one, Yuri Prohashka and Izzy Adesanya. That's
bro, I love Yuri. I
fights.
interviewed Yuri. That he's an awesome dude. Super awesome dude.
That's an insane fight, man. Just like stylistically.
And I really think he's going to beat Glover. I like Glover as champ, one for the old guys. But I think Yuri's gonna be too much for him.
I said it after Volkan, I'm gonna make another claim here. After he beat Volkan, I said this guy's the best light heavyweight in the world right now, man. I could be dead wrong. Like I said, Ratchik's probably number 2. I think those two are the best in the world right now, with a close third to Magomed Ankalaev. But I think Yuri's the best guy right now. Like in this amount of time, I think he's just hitting it, man, at the right time. And I think he's very, very, very dangerous for anybody. He's crazy.
100%. And so the English is getting there, but he has the image. He has that samurai ponytail. He has everything going for him. He checks all the boxes. So
100%. His fight style, everything, man. He could be a megastar in my opinion.
Megastar, bro. Megastar, dude. And right now, I think you're building because Conor, obviously, still the highest seller.
Yeah, not even close.
But you have Sean O'Malley on the come up. You have Patty the Baddie possibly too. But Yuri, bro, he checks all the boxes. I can 100% see Yuri in that conversation as long as he keeps winning, and of course wins the title.
Keeps winning, of course, yeah. If he gets that belt and defends a couple times, we got a mega star in our hands, I think.
100%, dude. Now, should be a fun event. Pay-per-view is always great. For you streamers, just pay the extra $10. Not a big deal. Don't do this to the fighters. That's why they keep raising these prices.
Thing. Yeah, that's my thing, man. You gotta support the fighters, man. I have a soft spot for all those dudes. Anybody that steps in that cage, for sure. So
yeah, dude, because they're legit concussing themselves every day. I mean, and it's for our entertainment. They're getting paid, but we're salivating just to see them fight. You know what I mean? So yeah, dude, support your athletes. Can't wait to see this. We will do more in the future. 2022, we will keep doing these previews.
Long year.
Yeah, continue doing it. Great shit, Joe. Appreciate having you on. The Italian Stallion, MMA Investing, Patreon, Instagram, all that. Official Hands of Beard Pod.